Hello, the listeners of All India Radio Hyderabad. As we all aware that All India Radio Hyderabad is celebrating Women's Day on big scale. In that connection, we have invited Mrs. P. Sreelatha ji, who is the Vice President of South Central Railway Women Welfare Organization, and she will be telling about the safety and security of the women in the railway. Madam P. Sreelatha ji, you are very warmly welcome to the All India Radio studio.
Thank you so much, Seema ji, for inviting me today here.
Okay, ma'am, what is the topic today? The topic is the inspiration for the women, Prerna or Nari. In that connection, I just wanted to know, in your opinion, what is the inspiration for the women nowadays? And how she is the source of the inspiration?
According to me, Indian women had always been a great source of inspiration.
Yes, ma'am.
For ages, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, we have all been inspired by great women in our lives. And for example, we can say Indira Gandhi, many fields. They have been coming up in many fields like politics, entrepreneurs. We have great sportsmen, sportswomen, and in many other fields, we can see women. Recently, this past decade or so, we can see women coming up in large scale. They're coming out of the four walls and they are really successful. But during 17th or 18th century, we can just count on our fingers very few of them, like great Ahalya Bai or Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, who were great inspirers. Even today, we think of them as great women. And from past, I think around 40-50 years back, we have seen that sea of change in the women. They are coming out and in every field. And for example, in our own sports department, PV Sindhu,
yes.
She is from our railway family and we are really proud of her and her achievements in the world. And entrepreneurship, and we can see our Kiran Mujamdar Shah, who is the head of Bicon Industries. And in politics, Indira Gandhi, Mother Teresa for kindness and gentleness. We are all inspired of these great women in our lives.
Yeah, of course, as you say that women has been, since centuries, they have been the source of inspiration.
That's right.
And they have, the number have changed, but the inspirations are same. Moving to the next question, ma'am. This is, as we know, that today the time is changed. Now the women is coming out of the four walls and their limited boundaries, and they are doing wonders. In that connection, what do you want to tell? Is it like going to the next era will be belong to the women only?
Of course, I do believe that the next era will definitely belong to we women, because we can see the change in past decade or two. We can see lot of change in women, the way they are coming up in various fields, including Navy, Army, everywhere. You name it, and everywhere women are there. Scientists, we have great scientists in women, and what all fields, you name it. And there's nothing like we can't do when compared to men. So we need to empower ourselves. Let's not wait for others. Somebody else will come and support us. Nothing. As a woman, I feel we need to empower ourselves. We need to study. We need to be more educated and knowledgeable. And not only, first and foremost, we need to take care of our health so that we can support our children. And family is also a great support. As a family, we need to move ahead. Then yes. Only we feel secured, and there is only sky is the limit for
yes,
our
yes,
women.
ma'am. Very well said. As you said that we need to have support of the family. Means as the quote means every successful man behind a woman. Like that, every successful woman behind a supportive family.
Exactly.
So we need to create that supportiveness so that the women can go out and they can safely play their role in their society.
Exactly.
So, madam, as we know that this next Gen Z what we say Generation Z. So they are quite, open-minded people, and they are coming out and they are, proving their talent shoulder to shoulder with men and their male counterparts. Here, I just wanted to know, ma'am, if they want to, expose and explore their talents, what will be your inspiration? What will be the message of yours to that young generation girls?
As you said, today's girls, especially I have my daughter, she's really inspiring. She had been so supportive for me. And with the same way, I want all the girls to come out and support themselves first. No need to tell them anything. They know very well, more than us. They're way far ahead of them. They're more educated. They're more knowledgeable. Education doesn't mean only bookish knowledge. Each and every sphere of life they are aware of. You ask them anything, any subject, thanks to Google or whatever the support system, they are out. They know equally well what all is happening in and around the world.
Yes.
So that way I feel, I ask my girls, the young girls, to first formulate some goals, what you want to be in life.
Yes.
Then work hard for that goals, aim and support yourself, be with positive people, be with positive environment. And again, I can say it's only the sky is the limit for them. This decade and this century will be our century.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to quote the international theme of this Women's Year 2023 is like embrace the equity. Means digital. It's, as you mentioned right now, that thanks to the Google and social media, I wanted to mention it that this digital means digital innovation and technology for the women. So we are celebrating here the International Women's Day, and here we have tonight our guest, Mrs. P. Sreelatha ji. She is the Vice President of Women Welfare Organization, South Central Railway. Moving to the next question, our listeners, I wanted to just know, ma'am, nowadays also the question mark in the security or question mark is there for the security of the women. Like, why in this 21st century also we are facing that security issue? And what is the problem solving? The barriers has to be taken away, and how we will pave the path to go to a safer world towards the women.
Yeah, unfortunately, Seema, as you said,
yes,
there's still a lot of discrimination among women, against women nowadays. Though a lot has been done over the past few years, government had taken up many measures to secure women's security, and police are also helping out. There are many NGOs coming up and they're still helping. But still we see women are still facing in the work front or anywhere, wherever you go, we still feel, there's not enough what is being done. So at this stage, I feel women should be confident, first thing, be educated, be strong, be healthy, and try to learn some form of martial arts.
Yes.
Which at least, not that, if you go out and in a big group you can do anything, but basic support, you need to walk strong, the confidence which you walk, it shows, you're confident. Once you show that confidence, automatically the opposite sex or anybody, they will be slightly behind us, but they will be slightly move away from you. So that is one thing which I would like to tell all the young girls, to be confident of yourself, move ahead. And the support which I would like to tell them is, we need to be aware of, and nowadays we say ki even at 1 o'clock, even men are not safe if you go out at 1 o'clock.
Yes, that's true, ma'am. Absolutely.
So being
correct.
women, be conscious what is going around you. Be conscious. You will definitely know, you will sense, one of the most, maybe because we have been suppressed for so many years, we know that any harm is going to happen. We are aware something is happening. We know that. So try to be aware. So don't go to that place when you are not confident. So try to be careful for yourself before somebody else. Then once something has happened, then we can't get back that time or
that damage.
Exactly.
We cannot compensate that damage. As you rightly said, ma'am, it's not about that you have to have fear about anything.
Yeah.
You have to know and you have to be conscious that what's happening around you.
Exactly.
And it's like prevention is better than cure always. Means if you are aware that something I should not do, that your conscience is not allowing you to do, means we should not do. It doesn't mean that we are having fear from something else, that it can happen with the female, it can happen with the male also. So we should be conscious about our surroundings. Okay, ma'am, just now you mentioned it, that self-confidence, and that should be, one quality that is the jewelry of the women. But now, madam, that it's not about only that male counterparts and that surrounding worlds from that women is fearful. What I'm telling about is somewhere and somewhat we see the conflicts inside the women.
Exactly.
That should be resolved properly, and then they could stand strong in front of the world.
Exactly.
So in very short, you please tell us, ma'am, that what should be that qualities imbibed in women so that conflict should be avoided.
Exactly. Once when you told this, Seema, I just remember very recently an incident which happened in Vijayanagaram. So a woman who had been confined to home for 14 years,
yes, ma'am,
with the support of mother-in-law and husband, who had been she had not been given support from her own family. Her mother or brother who said, now that you're married and you have to stay in your in-laws' place, whatever, you want to be alive or you want to be dead, it's your home, you have to go away. So she didn't have that support. Why didn't she have that support? Because we are the ones. She's educated, but she didn't have the confidence. So if her mother would have given her little support and confidence that, yes, daughter, I am there for you, she would not have been suffering for 14 years.
Yes.
And her mother-in-law, she is again a woman, and troubling her and torturing her for 14 years. I mean, we women are our own enemies. So let's not do that. For this generation, I would like to request our daughter-in-laws, take care of them as our own daughters.
Yeah.
We can bring about the change. Being a woman, we ourselves can bring about the change in the mindset of the men.
Yes,
whom we
that's true, ma'am. Here that you quoted, ma'am, that we women, instead of male counterparts, we women, we are not, instilling the confidence among the women.
Exactly.
And we are not giving that much inspiration. So here, your message is that we should, hold the hand of the women who are the, the lowest rung of the ladder, so that they can reach in their life. So here the next question will be, as women president of Women Welfare Organization in South Central Railway, what all steps you are taking for the safety, security and welfare of the women in your section?
Seema, frankly speaking, I have just taken up as Vice President of Women's Welfare Organization, South Central Railways.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a very short period, just exactly a month back from here. We are still taking baby steps on that front. We run a school, and we have just started scouting, and we just introduced scouting and guiding in that school. And we have some self-help groups, those who run our railway canteens and all.
Yes, ma'am.
And scouting and guiding is one thing which I have seen personally, that where women are doing all sorts of development is going on in and around this thing. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not.
No, ma'am, absolutely not. I'm not aware about it.
So during calamities, national calamities, those girls are coming out and helping out the government and many other organizations.
Yeah.
So that way we are we are planning to introduce karate and what all extracurricular for girls, especially for girl children in our schools. So that is one thing which we are planning. And for our self-help groups, we are asking them to whatever help they want, we are there to support them from our organization. And still there are long way to go ahead. So
okay, ma'am, as you mentioned earlier also, that basic physical trainings that are very mandatory to the girls, and we should provide it. Exactly. And you are providing that also. You just mentioned, ma'am, self-help groups means what kind of and in what all sectors they are working.
So we have a canteen, railway canteen.
Yes, ma'am.
So there are some ladies, those who work cook their own this thing, and then they provide food for our railway hospitals, and we have a canteen in our workshop and all. So we are planning to introduce more tailoring institute.
Yes, ma'am.
So that they can teach tailoring for the class 4 employee wives and all, those who can be self-dependent on their own this thing, and they can
Yes.
earn some money and support their family and.
Means on your level you are doing wonderful deeds, madam. Surely to say that you are doing very, very much appreciating job in your sector. And women, surely they are coming out not only to the emergency situation, but their daily activities also, they are coming out and doing excellent work at per their level. And here we have a wonderful chat with you, ma'am, and our guest tonight. I once Anawal, I want to remind my listeners that today, our guest tonight is the P. Sreelatha Madam. She is the Women Welfare Organization Vice President in South Central Railway. It's very, very, happy and heartily congratulations to you, ma'am, for this International Women's Day. May the women come
Thank you,
out
and wish you the
and
same,
come in
Seema.
front and do the wonders in their life and others' lives as well. So, ma'am, having you, it's a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much, Seema. It's nice being here. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.